So John 15 we're reading, which is the vine and the branches. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I've spoken to you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, it must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me, and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you, wow, right? That was just like straight out. You don't stay with God, you're not in God's word, not in God's house. You know, stray from it, go away from it. You're going to perish. Straight. Simple. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given to you. This is my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourself to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you that this is that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay his life down for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I have learned from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I choose you, and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last. And the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. This is my command: love each other. So then I'm thinking, in the real world, that you have, you know, people in power, like you have a CEO versus the person at the bottom of the pit who is the customer service rep. Is he supposed to treat that person as equal, or is it that you don't look down that person and treat that person different and just like, do this, I rule and I own the company? Or is it, do you need help, thank you for what I'm doing? Because it's really hard for people to do that. Like, I can't talk to that person, I can't behave nice to that person works for me, I need to show that I am the boss, I am the head. It's so hard for people to do that, which I don't understand. You might not create you and create that person, right? Him treating, that's even him servants, his friends, wash their feet, feed them, clothe them, love them just as much as anybody else. But yet people know in the world is like, I am better than you, you're nothing. You don't look this good, you don't wear that clothes, you don't wear that shoes, you're nothing. And it's like, you take that all away. You're nothing. That is gone. If that's what makes somebody feel like they're better than somebody, they're basically nothing. And people don't get that. You know, whereas my mother used to send me an email where things are to be used and people are to be loved, and people have that backwards. Even myself is like, yo, that's my camper, that's my phone. Like, you can't break it, you can't mash it up, and I don't know what's happening. That's the end of the world if your BlackBerry mash up. Like, is it that serious? Like, your BlackBerry over your friend? That's just ridiculous. I like, read the Bible. Look what the Bible says. Love the person, love your friends, love your neighbor. Nobody never give them life for nobody. Nowadays, if them have family, kiss them, God bless that for real. And it's just like, why? I mean, I'm not gonna say I would or I wouldn't. I mean, your family, yes, but at the same time, the family can bring you down, you know. Family can bring you down, you know. As much as you love them, God say love them, but it's like it comes to a point where you can't always confide in your family. Can't be the same with people you think would build you up, can be the people that bring you down. They can. Jealousy and greed that you don't even know, and them will bring you down. So it's kind of hard where, you know, keep to yourself, you and God, and go and share it with somebody else. Like say, so if you say, you know, your mother had like a gambling problem and you win some money, and your mother said, you know, some money, and you love your mother and she gamble everything, but you love your mother. Say when your mother say, you know, this money and she can do this, and you say, well, don't go gamble the money. The money is the money to buy a house and whatever. And your mother go gamble the money. When you know, say that your heart, you shouldn't give her the money. You should keep it and buy the house. What you give her, she can't bring you down. She bring you down. The money gone. You can't get a house now. Because why is your mother love and you trust her? But at the same time, you need to know deep in your heart what is right. That it wasn't right to give her the money. You knew that, but because it's your mother, you say do it. That is not always meant to be the case. They can bring you down just as much as they can bring you up. And it's just like, it's so sad. Like, all you have to, like, you have to trust your inner man. Like, you really have to trust your inner man. It's not going to be a gut feeling. It's not a gut feeling. It's a spirit man telling you, and you know it too. It's not just a little voice in your head. No, don't give her. If it says no, don't give her, versus do what is right, go and buy the house. She doesn't need it. She's not dying. You don't need to give her this money. You get me? But yeah, even on. Let me finish reading. 8 verse 18 says, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it will love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. Wow. So everybody I watch you and them do like all of a sudden you're a Christian and you're this, you think you're better than them. Because I'm jealous. Them can't do what you do. I'm afraid to do what you're doing. It takes a lot. It takes a big person to accept the spirit, to do what you're doing, to confess and feel unto the things that you would do. This is not easy. This is the hard part. It's so easy that it's hard to do. You get me? And it's hard to explain this to people because them spirit dead. They have a spirit in them that is not of God. That it's like they don't even know how to awake. So them hate you because of that. But it's remember the words I spoke to you. No servant is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they'll persecute you also. If they obeyed my teaching, they will obey yours also. They will treat you this way because of my name, for they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin. Now, however, they have no excuse for their sin. He who hates me hates the Father as well. If I have not done among them what no one else did, they would not be guilty of sin. But now they have seen these miracles, and yet they have hated both me and my Father. But this is to fulfill what is written in their law. They hated me without reason. When the counsel comes, whom will I send to you from the Father? The Spirit of truth, who goes out from the Father, he will testify about me, and you must also testify. For you have been with me from the beginning, from the very beginning.